Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allah bless us again to do another class. You know, always be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I had a small headache, I can do this class. Okay? If I have some other problem, I can do the class. So always be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So today we are going to finish off our percentages. And on the topic you have there is VAT. We started, but the VAT didn't come up. I saw it. VAT, simple interest and compound interest, yeah? That's what we are going to do on the percentages now. Can you take your interest? Yeah. Now, VAT. We have, at the last part of our yesterday video, we say VAT. VAT, do you know the meaning? It means value added tax in UK, okay? In UK. Okay. It means for the value of the commodity, you add a tax. Okay? So therefore, that means if you go and buy anything from the shop in UK, you'll always find a price, okay? Let's say £20 for a shoe. These shoes, the person you are buying it from, you didn't manufacture it. It comes from another person in this. They call the supplier. Somebody supplied it. It could be an intermediary, but the supplier. Maybe the supplier sold it to you at £15 or even £10. But he had tax, value added tax of, let's say, 20% of this £2. He charged you £12. So actually, you pay £12, although the value is £10. He charged you £12 because the value added tax of £2, yes? You bought it at £12 from him, okay? You add your profit, okay? You add your profit, you add VAT, you charge £20. So this is why the customer paid. This is what the customer paid, okay? So there are two value added tax here. Here, what is the value added tax here is what we are interested in. What is the VAT here? That's what we are interested in. So, let's say for example, this is not the right one. Let's say for example, he added, VAT was £5 on this. Okay? So, this guy will go to his accountant and say, do my VAT, okay? Do my VAT. Okay? The accountant will calculate VAT on this, which is £5, and take out the VAT he paid, meaning the business, okay? Meaning where the business pays. The business pays VAT of £2 here. He charged £5 to the customer. Now there's a net payment of £3 in it. So 5 minus 2 will be 3. This he pays to the HMRC. Pay to HMRC. Alternatively, if this amount he was charged is more than that amount, okay, he will ask for a claim from HMRC. HMRC will refund him in it. Yes, that's how the VAT system works in UK. But you have to register for VAT for a business to do all this. You have to register what's called VAT registration. Okay, register. Okay, if the service you are doing now is more than 109,000, that's voluntary 180,000. Voluntary registration. But there's a certain threshold. If your business turn over it, that you must register for VAT. Okay, but if you can register voluntarily, if you want to claim some VAT from some things you buy. So that is VAT. Now that is explanation of how the system works. Now we have to do the math they require us to do. In the GCSE, they require you all that, yeah? I'm just explaining how it works. Okay, now what is the VAT on a product? First, in the exam they'll make it clear. Yeah? They don't want to beat about the bush. They tell you VAT added. Okay? Where is our that big math textbook? We can look at some example. Okay. Okay, the price of a good is £100. There's a VAT excluded here. They will make it clear to you, okay? What is the VAT? VAT rate is 20% in UK. So it's so simple. That's why we did increase and decrease in percentages, yes? So you just said, okay, VAT, you just increase the price by 20%. £100 plus, okay, the VAT will equal to the price in it. Okay? So therefore, 100%, what I multiply by if the percentage increase is 20%? 1.2 in it. We said we add it to the 100%, it becomes 120%. When you divide this by 100, it becomes 1.2. 120 divided by 100, you move decimal place 1, 2, 1.2. So our multiply is 1.2. Or if you don't know those, you can do the old math way of finding 20% of the price, 100, which is equal to £20 in it. You add £20 to the £100, okay? It becomes £120, yes? But a smart guy who knows about the multiplier will use the multiplier and say this is equal to £120. So what was the VAT inside it? The VAT was £20. So maybe this can be advantageous because you know what was the VAT in it. Yeah. You get it? Yes. What about if the price they give you include VAT? Already included VAT. Look, they give you a price of commodities. Okay? Okay, a car, £600. All VAT included, yes? VAT is included in the price, isn't it? VAT is included in this price. Okay, car, a shoe. £90. £90 shoe, what type of shoe is that? That's very expensive, yes? Nike. Okay, shirt, £30, VAT included. Okay, which one? Book. How many pounds? £75 with VAT included. So if you have something like this, very easy. You remember our maths. You understand? I don't ask anybody to do this, but when I'm doing VAT as an accountant, I multiply everything by, when VAT is included, I multiply everything by 0/2. And if you look at that look at 0.8333. I told you. Okay? 0.83. So I just multiply everything by that amount to find what was the original price. So basically, the VAT section of it, the original price, you multiply the figure with VAT by that. If you want to do the VAT, if you don't do the VAT exactly, you multiply by 0.677. You multiply by this figure. You find the exact VAT. Because it's just 0.8333 minus 100. Okay? Okay? But how did I get this? I get this from here. As my two poles, yeah? This is what I call my two-pole principle, okay? The VAT obviously was 20% in UK. So the price is increased by 20% in it. So if the original price was 100, when you increase by 20%, it becomes 120%. Now, if the price now is 600, because this is price that included VAT, and that's 120%. What was this original price? That's what they want here. And then what was the VAT? If you know the original price, then you can include VAT. Yes, here they ask you to calculate the original price and the VAT. You get it? Now let's look at it. What we said is It will always be like over like, percentage over percentage multiplied by the non-percentage figure. Okay? So the original price is 100. The price 600 include VAT of 20% in it. You want to find what was the 100. It is a simple proportion. 100%, okay, sorry. 120% is equal to 600 pounds. What is 100%? And that we don't know. So as I said, the principle is the unknown up, the known down. The unknown for the percentage is 100 over 120 times 600. Okay, or if you guys have a calculator, just multiply 600 by 0.8333. Any calculator? Okay, here, let's come here. Zero in it. 4 can go 15 times. 4 can go 3 times in it. Huh? 499.80. So if that is the case, what is the VAT? So we can just say it's 500, approximately 500 in it, pounds. So what is the VAT? The VAT is the original price, the selling price minus the cost price equal to 100 pounds. So the VAT is 100 pounds. Yes, we kill the two birds with one stone. We know the original price, we know the VAT now. Okay? So this is when the VAT is included in the price they give you. You have to be very careful of that. Look at the question. Did they say VAT included? If they don't mention anything about VAT included, know that the price includes VAT. Okay? We will look at the questions from the GCSE paper. Okay, or the textbook, yes? Let's look at the second one. It's so easy. My bar principle. 2 bars, yes? This is 120% because 20% VAT was added. And the price is now 90 pounds. What was the 100 pounds? We don't know that, X. So the same thing, the old percentage, the unknown percentage over the known percentage times 90 pounds. What is that? 0 cancel 0. 3 goes 30 times. 3 goes 4 times. Okay? 2 can go 2 times. 2 goes 5 times. 2 goes 15. So there's 75 pounds in it. So what was the VAT? What was the VAT? 15 pounds. So the VAT, the original price minus the selling price minus the cost price, VAT, 15 pounds. Okay? Look at it. Is there anything difficult in this? Math is not difficult at all. It's application of the principle. Application of the principle. Okay? Once you apply the principle, everything falls in place. Now, can you guys do by yourself the 30 pound one? Quickly. Can you do the 30 pound one? Pause. Okay. So let's do it, yeah? So, same place, my old VAT. This we don't know. This we know, yes? We know this was 30 pounds. And this is 120 plus 20%, yes? And this is 100. Same thing, 100 over 120 times 30. That will give you the price. And that's equal to 25 pounds. So 30 minus 25 will give you 5 pound VAT. Okay? VAT. Okay? This 0 cancel 0. Okay? 4 goes 3 times. Isn't it? No. 3 goes 4 times. 3 goes 10 times. 4 into 100, 25 pounds. So 25 minus 30. Okay? So this is what the VAT is. So if you know this, you don't even need to do my bar. You want to know the original price is 100 over 120 times 75. That is the VAT. Okay? So at the same time, you cancel and cancel, you'll get what? Who has the calculator? 0 cancel 0. 3 goes 4 times. 3 goes 25 times. Okay? 2 goes 2 times. 2 goes 5 times. That's 125 divided by 2. That is 67.5.
This is 2.5.
So 75 pound minus 67.5. Okay?
I asked 2.5.
You got 62.5?
Yeah.
2 into the 6, yeah, 2.9, 62.5, yes. 62.5, yes. So you get, that is equal to 5.5, 62, 3, 1. So the VAT is 13. Yes? VAT is equal to that. Okay? So it's so simple. Now we have to do many examples, yes? When we do the revision, just so you understand more. But VAT is basically this. Where VAT is included, you just add 20% to it. Where VAT is not included, you multiply by 100 by 120 and find the original price, then subtract and get the VAT. So, very simple. Okay, I'm telling you, the time don't allow me. For now, simple interest. Simple interest. Now, simple. When you go to the bank, haram institution, you go to the bank, you say you want a loan, or you go to the bank for one, yes, or you want to save money in it. You go to the bank for what? What do you go to the bank for? Either to get a loan, or to save money, or to move money. But now you do everything online. You are a man. No, the interest, the simple interest, mostly is only savings, yes? That's a concept. But you know, they do what is called APR. Okay? APR. Okay? So, now simple interest, the logic is that you as a person, you save 200, let's say 200 pounds in the bank, and the bank said they are going to give you 10% interest. Okay? That's what they are going to add on top of your 200 per year, per annum. Okay? Per annum, 10%. So that means every year, they pay you 10% of that, 10% of that, 10% of that, 10% of that. Okay? So year one, they'll pay you 20 times 10%, yes? 10 over 100 in it. That is equal to how many pounds? 20 pounds. Now what is your savings there? Your savings cumulative, yes? Your savings cumulative, yes? Your savings is 220 in it. So what about year two? Year two again, 200 times 10%, yes? That is equal to 200 in it. Or it's 10 in it? No, it's 20. Yeah, 20 pounds. So now your cumulative amount is 240. Year three, same, 20 pounds in it. Your savings now be 260. Year four, 20 pounds again interest. Your savings is going to be 280. So after year three, year four, you're supposed to get 280 pounds in your bank account in it. Yes. So by using this simple interest formula, okay, they make it simple for you to calculate exactly from, instead of calculating year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, you can calculate using exactly the simple interest formula. This is formula based, okay? You can do that one, but if you're in examination, you don't have all the time. Okay? In Africa, we said the interest you carry is the principal times time over 100. Over 100, yes? Yes. Okay? Basically, what is happening here is, sorry, I'm repeating the same thing again. Rate. Now, P is what you deposit in the account, in it. What you deposit in the bank, in it. Okay? The rate is the rate of interest, yes? Rate of interest, yes? And N is time. Or sometimes they put T. T-O-N. Okay? Now, I didn't introduce it, but now that's why I introduce it now. Do you get it? N, sometimes they put N-O-T in it. But number T-O-N is what? Let me use one, yeah? Let me put time. So you the concept, time. But they can put N. N mean number of years in it. And T mean time, yes? Number of years. Number of years. That's the number of years the money is in the account. In this scenario, the money is in the account for how long? 4 years. And what was the total profit? So the total interest, 80 pounds. And the original was 200 in it. After 4 years, you get 80 pounds in it. Okay. Now, how do you use to calculate the interest and then the amount you get in the account after 24 years? Yes? In the textbooks, there are different ways they do it, the textbook. Okay? This is what I learned when I was doing the GCSE. Okay? Now, I'm not going to clean this, yes? Now, if you look at it, you don't need all this. Because the rate they give you will be out in percentage in it. And percentage is out of 100 in it. Yes. So in our scenario here is 10% in it. So basically your R should be 10 over 100 in it, which is 0.1. So automatically when they say 0.5% interest rate, you know that in decimal, that's why we did decimal and percentage in it. If they said 5.5, if they said 10%, you know that exactly that's 0.1 in decimal, yes? If they say 5% interest, what is that? 5 divided by 100, which is 0.05 in it. If the interest is 15%, you know that that is 15 divided by 100, which is 0.15. So for them, the rate, they said, the rate is or should be changed into decimal in it. Okay? So then you don't need the 100. Do you guys get it? Because the 100 is converting the rate into decimal in it. You guys get me?
Yeah.
Yes. So basically, you don't need the 100 anymore. So interest is the principal times rate times the time. And in many books, they put time as the number of years. The number of years in the bank in it. Now we get it now. So if somebody said, my sister deposited 200 pounds in the bank for 4 years, what is the interest? Directly, you know the rate will be in 10% in it. You convert that 10% into decimal in it. So the interest is going to be the amount he put in the bank, 200 pounds, times interest, yes, 0.1 times for how many years? 4 years. Are we not doing the same thing? We are finding the interest and multiplying by 4 years, isn't it? Are we not doing the same thing? We're doing the same thing. It's just mathematics jigsaw. But you will see how this is so important. The formula in that way. Oh, so that is equal to how many pounds? 80 pounds. Which one is easier? This way or that way?
That way.
That way, yes. So this is the interest after 4 years. So what will be the amount in the bank? 200 plus 80. Okay, equal to 280. So you can see this is the easiest way of doing it. Okay. Now what we have to find out is, what about if they ask you what money I should put in the bank? Sorry, if they ask, that will be under compound interest. You can see from here, P is the money put in the bank, R is the rate of interest, and N is number of years. Can we play with this formula? I'm sorry, we have not done algebra yet, but this is multiply, multiply, multiply. In it. So we can find each of these. How can you calculate the number of years? How can you calculate the rate? How can you calculate the principal? Now, if the interest is known, so we can play with it, yes? We can say P times R times N is equal to the interest in it. Therefore, Therefore, P is equal to, we divide this side by R times N in it. Okay? Or we do it small step by step, yes? This means P R N is equal to I. Then therefore, P R is equal to I divided by N. I get rid of N here by dividing everything by N in it. If I divide this by N, N will cancel out. I divide it, and I'm left with I divided by N. Okay, I over N. So let me make it clear. I over N mean interest over N. Interest, okay? What does N stand for? The number of years. So P alone, to get rid of the R, we divide both sides by R, in it. So we divide this side also by R. So it's equal to I over Rn, where R is rate of interest and N is the number of years. So anytime they give you the formula, you can directly go on. So when you do algebra, you don't even need to memorize this formula, yes? You can turn it around by yourself, depending on what they ask you to find out, yes? Now look at R. R here, by looking at this one, we said something P R N is equal to interest. Therefore, R N is equal to interest over P. Okay, I over P. So, inherently, we are trying to find N, yes? N, no, we are trying to find R, sorry. We are trying to find R. R rate of interest will be equal to I over Pn. P is the amount you deposit in the account, N is the number of years in the account, yes? And I is the interest. So basically, we are going to say I over Pn. That will give you the rate. So if they tell you, my brother deposit, what is the interest, what is the rate of interest on the amount of money my brother deposited £200 in the account for 4 years, okay, and he earned £80. What was the rate of tax? That means in this question they didn't give you the rate of tax in it. Yes. So they asked you to calculate the rate of tax. Okay, now let's find out P. Same thing. P R N is equal to I. I mean the rate of interest. P. Oh, we did P. Okay. We find P here. Okay, so this is P. Sorry. So what we is N. N. So therefore, Pn is equal to I over R. Then P alone is equal to I over NR. We are getting rid of N. We divide this side by N, divide this side by N. Same thing. That's what we are doing. So N, PR. So the number of years is equal to that. I'm sorry, we haven't done algebra. So let me look at but when you do algebra, you're able to do change of subject. Yes, in algebra there's something called change of subject. Yes, if somebody tell you PT is equal to Z. So what is P? To get rid of the T here, to get your answer as P is equal to, divide this side by T, divide this side by T in it. That will get rid of this, and your P is equal to Z over T. That's what you call the change of subject. Okay, that's called change. Now let's look at our scenario. So let's face simple interest then, and then I will do compound interest separately. Okay, I do compound interest separately. Okay. Now let's look at our scenario. The guy deposited £200 in the bank, and it gained him an interest of £80 for 4 years. Okay, 4 years at interest rate of 10%. So therefore, our P is 200. Okay, our interest is that, our N is that, and our R is that. Okay, do you get it? So basically, we can say 200, sorry, P is equal to 200, I is equal to £80, N is equal to 4 years, and R is equal to 10%. But in actual time is 0.1, yes? Yes, 0.1, 10% converting, yeah? So, get that out of the way. Now, exactly, we know what we did. And we got £80, we got all that figures, yes? Let's say we don't know the number of years, okay? They asked us to calculate the number of years. Somebody deposit £200 in the account, he earned £80, and at the interest rate of 10%, yes, 0.1. Find the rate. So when we manipulate the formula, we said rate was equal to interest over principal times number of years, isn't it? Yes. So basically our interest was 80 pounds, isn't it? £80 divided by 200 deposited. The number of years is 4. Okay, number of years is 4. So 80, okay, what can go? 4 can go into 20%, 20 times in it. 20, that's 20 over 200, which is 0.1. In decimal time, in percentage time, that's how much? 10%, yes? 0.1 times 100, convert into percentage. That's equal to 10%. Now, assuming we don't know our number of years, N. We will say N, it is all over interest, yes? R times P. R times P, yes? That will be, interest is 80 over principal 200 times R 0.1. We have to convert that 10% into decimal in it. So that will be how much? 80 over 20 in it. Let's go to 4 in it. So 4 years. Did we get it? Yes. Now which one is left? Principal in it, P. So P will be the other way around. Interest divided by R times N in it. Yes. Where the interest we earned, rate times number of years in it. So that will be 80 divided by rate, which is 0.1 times 4 years in it. Yes. So that will be 80 divided by 0.1 times 4 is, okay, we can divide this, yes? This is equal to 20 in it. So we'll end up 20 over 0.1. I don't think we have done this on the decimals. If you have something divided by decimals, what do you do? Mustafa, put attention here, please. No, leave the calculator. Now look at it. I didn't think we did this on the decimals. When you divide something by a decimal, or most of the time they said approximate. It comes under issue approximate, yes? This is going to be difficult for you to deal with, isn't it? The best thing is change it into a whole number by multiplying this by 10 in it. Multiply top also by 10 in it. So basically you divide it by nothing. Sorry, divide it by multiplying it by 1 in it. Because 10 over 10 is 1. So you multiply by 1 and you don't change anything. The top side will be 200 and the bottom side will be 1. 0.1 times 10 is 1. Have you done you know the decimals? Have you done decimals? We haven't done decimals. We have to do decimals. Yes? And we're going to do this on the decimals. Yes? So it's 200 pounds in it. 200 pounds. Get this right, please. Get this right. This is simple interest. Okay? We are running into 40 minutes, so I have to terminate this video. Now let me go over this thing again. This thing. Simple interest. When we do algebra, you will know how to do simple interest. Okay? I mean, changing these formulas. If you have 0.001 over 20 decimals. How would you manipulate this? Multiply the top by, no, the number of places after decimal place. 1, 2, 3. Multiply by 1,000. Multiply down also by 1,000 in it. 20,000 with 20,000 in it. Yes. Multiply by 1,000. So your answer basically, if you multiply this by 1,000, sorry. Multiply down by 1,000, multiply this by 1,000 in. Top become is equal to 1, down will become 20,000. That's how you solve mathematically. I think we have to do decimals. 0.1, 0.001 2 times 1,000. When you do, you multiply, if you multiply, the decimal place will move to the right, in it. So you move the decimal point by the number of zeros. 1, 2, 3. So this answer is 1.2. So we have to do decimals. Yes, I thought we have done decimal, but we have not. So we have to do decimals. Okay? So subhanallah, BMD, subhanallah. We have to cut this video here and do compound interest separately. Okay? So you guys know that you have a lot to learn. Don't say that, oh, percentages, I've done that in my life, so, oh, I don't want to be interested because I have done it. Now I prove you all wrong.